let's go ahead and do this.
Hi there, Adam here. Today we're going to do an XDA unboxing of the Galaxy Note 10.1. I'd like to thank D. Rozek for sending this in. Let's get started. Alright, so y'all know this is the Verizon Galaxy Note 10.1, and let's see what's inside the box. The first thing we have here is the Galaxy Note 10.1. If we look here along the sides, we have a power button, volume control, micro SD card. There's an ambient light sensor here, front-facing camera, headphone jack, and IR blaster for controlling the TV. A 4G LTE SIM card slot. And here we have the S Pen, the standard button on it. Inside the box, we have Verizon Start Here, USB to Samsung Apple adapter hybrid thing. And if I'm not mistaken, these are additional tips for the S Pen with a grasper tool. Here we have the adapter for power. It's in two parts. This slides right in for the United States variant. And this is a 5-volt, 2-amp adapter. So let's turn it on. And this device is running 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. And the kernel version is a 3.0.31 kernel. Alright, so one of the neater features about the Galaxy Note 10.1 is the S Pen. A lot of the times people just assume that this is just like a standard stylus. But the thing is, the stylus actually supports hover events. Not only that, but there's a button on there, which also is registered when you press the button. So now, this stylus here, the way this thing works, is there's actually a coil inside of here, a inductor, as they call it. And then this whole field on the front of the screen here actually radiates energy and reads the value coming back from the inductor. Now when you press this button here, that inductance value on this S Pen here changes. And what that does is it basically makes it so that there is touch events, and then there's stylus touch events, and then there's stylus hover events, then there's stylus hover events with button presses, as well as touching with button presses. So this S Pen is actually pretty amazing, but what's really amazing is the processing going on inside of the tablet here. Alright, so let's turn this thing right back off. So let's start by removing this area around the cover. Alright, so we can use a needle to get right under the corner of the camera bezel and then just pull it up. It's pretty darn difficult. And now we can remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 screws. And now using a case opener tool, we can separate the back panel from the device itself. Alright, so now that the back panel's off, we can disconnect all 17 of these ribbon cables and connectors from the board. Alright, so we can remove the front-facing camera, the rear-facing camera. We'll need to remove this screw in order to pull out the SIM card assembly. Alright, so now after checking for hidden screws, we can remove these 4 screws right here. Here we have a 7,000 milliamp hour battery, and now the board should just come right out. Now let's go ahead and remove these heat shields. Nobody saw that, right? Alright, and the heat shields just come right off after removing the screws. And here's a close-up of the board for you guys.
what's known as conformal coating. Some people like to compare it to epoxy, but in all actuality, I would really say it's more of a plastic or a silicone. You're looking at something that's designed to be configurable, but not well known or user configurable.
It could be the switches to determine which modem to use.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we use for Unbreakable mod. I mean, it can be changing the modem any number of things, but usually it would have to be pretty important for them to do that.
Alright, so now let me show you a really cool way to get this thing jailbroken, unlocked, TWRP, recovery, rooted, just about everything else you can think of.
We're going to unlock the Verizon Galaxy Note 10.1 using Casual, and that would be this program right over here. So let's get started on that. First thing we need to do is go ahead and launch Casual. Now Casual uses Java, and this exploit itself uses 2 exploits by Lee Harrison and a root exploit as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to say we want to continue after hitting the do it button, and it's going to install the Frama root exploit, launch it. Now next you're going to want to hit the Frodo button, okay, and then we click the I did it button. Now next it's going to ask me for a password because I'm on Linux and I need to elevate up my permissions to get around a permissions problem. And now it's installing the unlock. And there we have a win.
So that's all for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and add me to your circles on Google+. Go to plus.AdamOutler.com. Remember, if you can't do with it as you choose, it's not yours. Hack on.